Imagine a state or countries whose leadership has actually shaped decades of Middle East tensions, now at the center of global debate. Nato Secretary General Mark Rutte today called Iran a long-standing source of regional instability and, of course, extremist activity, pointing to concerns over its nuclear and missiles programs and, of course, decades of proxy attacks.
Of course, NATO is not itself involved, but let's be absolutely clear-eyed on what's happening here. Iran is close to getting its hands on a nuclear capability and on a ballistic missile capability, which is posing a threat not only to the region, the Middle East, including posing an existential threat to Israel. It is also posing a huge threat to us here in Europe. We also know that Iran, as an exporter of chaos, has been responsible over decades now for terrorist attacks, assassination attempts. I can tell you from my own experience in my own country, where members of the Iranian diaspora have been under threat from the Iranian regime. And I'm talking about the regime here, not about the Iranian people. The problem is with the regime. Again, NATO is not involved. I can assure you that NATO will defend every inch of NATO territory. Our military commanders, our men and women in uniform are day in, day out working on that using the 360-degree approach, including any threat coming from terrorism, fighting terrorism also being a core task of NATO. But degrading Iran's nuclear capability, degrading Iran's missile capability, the fact that Khamenei is now gone, who is responsible for only this year thousands, potentially 10,000 of people dying, because of the Iranian regime when people were starting to protest against the regime in January. We have seen all that. So I think we are all better off with him gone and with the nuclear and ballistic.
He emphasized that the alliance itself isn't fighting but stresses long defense for its members. Historically, ladies and gentlemen, Iran joined the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty in 1970, yet its nuclear ambitions or goals have sparked repeated crises and, of course, negotiations over the years. If you actually found some value in this podcast on short, please make sure that's to stake because we are here to give you analysis like this. So subscribe and turn on notification bell. See you in the next video.